And we are live. Hello, hello, and welcome to our Thursday night team call. We're very excited this week to be opening it up to friends, family, challengers, anybody who is interested in joining us. So if you are hopping onto the Zoom or you are hopping on live over at my Facebook, thank you so much for joining us. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Amanda Gould. I am a mom of two. My oldest is 3 years, almost 5 months, and my youngest just turned 1 a week and a half ago. I'm also a wife, and as Tammy had shared in her post earlier, I am also a former special education teacher. I have a background, an undergraduate degree in music therapy, and my master's degree is in special education and elementary education, dual certification. So that is my background. I don't have any certifications in health and fitness. I am PIO Live certified, so I can instruct in that way. But when I got started with coaching, I literally was just looking for a solution. I was looking for a way to lose the last of the baby weight. I couldn't figure out why nothing else I was trying in the past was not working for me. I was always very into fitness, love working out, but it was that nutrition piece that I just could not stick with. So we'll be talking a lot about that tonight and how we can use these 6 steps to help you stay accountable to your goals as well. So I live and breathe by my notes. So if you see me looking down, I apologize. That is just what keeps me on track. Because if you've ever seen a live video I've done before, you see how I can kind of ramble if I don't have the notes in front of me. So every morning you start out with a blank slate, a fresh start, and a choice to rule the day or to let it rule you. So why is it that some people take control while others continue to make excuses? It's not motivation. Sure, motivation is what helps get us started. An event, a vacation, a doctor's threat, a challenge. But what is it really that keeps us going? Day after day, week after week. What teaches us to pick ourselves back up again after a failure or to keep pushing even after we've seen success? We all know that that can be a tough time too. You finally achieve your goals. And then what? Self-discipline, a series of learned behaviors practiced repeatedly over time. So what is self-discipline anyways, and how do we welcome it into our lives? Self-discipline, according to the dictionary, is the ability to control one's feelings and overcome one's weaknesses. The ability to pursue what one thinks is right despite temptations to abandon it. Discipline is not a punishment. Discipline is a learning tool. Now, the other morning, when I'm getting ready for my workouts, I try to listen to something inspiring, something that's going to lift me up. And the other morning, I pulled up my YouTube, and this video by actor Terry Crews, I'd never heard of him before, but he popped up on my YouTube and shared his 6 keys for achieving self-discipline. So I'm going to share them right now and then how we can apply them in our lives. Number 1, so if you're a note taker like me, be sure to pull out your pen and paper right now. Number 1, remove temptation. For example, if you always get a donut at the same coffee shop where you get coffee every morning, stop going there or get coffee elsewhere. Make your own coffee at home. Toss, donate, don't buy foods that are going to tempt you. I know we're coming off of Halloween. You probably still have that bag of candy sitting in your closet for the kids, for my husband. Get rid of it. There are plenty of ways that you can donate it. You can ask your children to keep their favorite pieces, maybe put it in a refrigerator somewhere else or a freezer somewhere else in the house, somewhere out of sight where you cannot access it. Get rid of the temptation. Remove it. That makes it a little bit easier to stay on task. And then if you're going in the other direction of removing temptation, make things easier for yourself. So set your clothes out from the night before. Every single night before I go to bed, Frank knows I go up into our room, I pick out everything down to my headband, and I make sure that I always have a hair tie with my clothes so that I have no excuse in the morning. I have no reason to go back upstairs, no reason to accidentally wake up one of the kids by going back up the stairs. I set it all out so that when my alarm goes off in the morning, it's one less thing that I have to think about. Number 2, this one is huge, and I really like the acronym used here. So eat regularly and HALT. Now, I had never heard of this before. So HALT stands for hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. So before you indulge in something, make sure that you stop to think, am I hungry? Am I angry? Am I lonely? Am I tired? Why am I eating right now? I'm very big on this. I am an emotional eater, and I have a past of emotional eating, and I also have a history with binge eating, a very strong past with binge eating. So this is something that I have had to work into my day, and something I've had to be really conscientious about, especially since becoming a stay-at-home mom. I'm here all day, so I can eat whenever. I can graze throughout the day. I can eat snacks, whatever. I have access to it at all times. But I've had to train myself to eat regularly. So every day I wake up, I have my pre-workout, I work out, I have my post-workout shake. I don't eat breakfast until 8 a.m. That's just what I do. I eat breakfast at 8 a.m. every day. Something comes up, and I know I have to eat before or after. Obviously, I do that, but I try to eat as close to 8 a.m. as possible. Lunch is between 12 and 12:30. Mid-afternoon shake is between 3:30 and 4, and then dinner is almost always at 6:30. I really try not to eat at times other than that. If we have a party, again, it's not like I'm completely inflexible, but these are some things that I've put into play for myself that have helped me to stay consistent over time. So something to consider is to really eat regularly and to take a minute and really think before you grab something when you might not actually be hungry. Sorry. All right, so number 3. Don't wait for it to feel right. How many times have you said, I will start on Monday, I will start next week, I will start after the holidays, I will join a gym when I've lost 20 pounds. Guys, it's never going to feel right. It's never going to be the right time. And for those of you watching who are coaches currently, I hear from some people, well, I'll start sharing my journey when I'm where I want to be. Don't wait. Start sharing right now, because it's the journey that inspires others. It's the journey that means the most. I heard Shaun T say in a video that I watched the other day, I'm really proud of you if you lose 30 pounds, if you lose 100 pounds. But if you don't feel any more confident, if you don't feel any more comfortable in your body after you've lost that weight, then what did you actually gain? So don't wait for it to feel right. Make it feel right. Start doing that. The ways to, sorry, I keep kicking my trash can under the table. Start looking for ways to feel right, to feel more confident. Lift yourself up. If you're ever in search of any types of personal development or mindset books, please reach out. Let me know. I have a stack of books over here to my right that I keep looking at. I listen to them on Audible. Whenever I can grab a chapter here or there, just to fill my brain, that's what I do. And I really encourage you to do the same. But the power is in the journey. So don't wait for it to feel right. If it's something you've been thinking about, do it. You will not regret it. We only regret the chances we didn't take. Number 4, I love this one. And if you're a mom, if you're a woman in general, I'm going to say you're probably not doing enough of this. Number 4, schedule breaks, rewards, and treats for yourself. I worked with a clarity coach earlier on in my fitness coaching career, and she always talked about the successes that I would achieve as a coach, and she'd say you need to celebrate them. Even something as little as your weekly paycheck, you need to celebrate that. And it's something I still don't listen to enough, but we need to schedule them in periodically, especially if it's not something you get a chance to do often. So an example of a good reward or break for yourself would be like a mani-pedi, going to the movies, getting a massage. No, don't turn to your vice though. So don't treat yourself with food or wine or cake or donuts. Don't treat yourself with the thing that you're trying to avoid. we don't need those things as our treats. We need things that are going to lift us up, help relax us, give us the motivation to keep going. Last weekend, I went to Cat Body. They were having their friends and family. I treated myself to a few new workout pieces. That gives me the motivation to keep going. That gave me the motivation this week when I was dealing with an extremely tough week, a lot of things going on with our family, to be able to get up and work out each day and feel good about it. I know that I treated myself to this because I've been working really hard. So keeping that in mind to really schedule those things, maybe even creating a vision board. One of the ladies in our group, I'm so proud of her, she created this awesome vision board for this program that she's doing. It's a 60-day program. She has the start date. She has a few weeks in. She has a few more weeks, and then she has the end and different things she's going to do along the way and different ways she's going to feel along the way. And I think that's awesome. Any way you could visualize it and set those goals for yourself. All right, number 5, forgive yourself and keep moving forward. Failure is not a loss. It is a learning tool. So just remember that. We all fail. We all do. We're human. It happens. And number 6, which kind of ties into number 5, is when you mess up, start over. When you do this enough, when you keep picking yourself back up enough, you won't mess up anymore, or the mistakes you make won't seem as large. For example, learning how to walk or learning how to ride a bike. Addie just learned how to walk in the past 2 months, and I can't tell you how many times that girl falls down in a day. She's learning how to go up the stairs now. How many times she tumbles, but she just keeps getting up over and over and over. And soon enough, we're going to be watching her running. I mean, she is already running after Brock, but like running without falling after Brock in no time. Riding a bike, same thing. We wouldn't tell our kids, oh, you fell off the bike, so just stop. Just give up. You'll never be able to ride a bike. It's just like that with our health and fitness journeys. Don't give up on yourself. We've all been through the cycle over and over and over again, but what keeps many of us going is this self-discipline, is putting these pieces into action, even if we didn't realize that this is what we were doing. On Wednesday mornings, I do a little mastermind with some of the girls in our team, and it's been great. We were talking about a lot of this, and a piece that we really touched on that was missing for many of us before getting started was the support and accountability piece. And knowing that we have one another to turn to now, and knowing that those failures don't seem as big because we're able to talk it out with one another. Oh my gosh, you struggle with the same thing? Really? You seem like you never struggle. So it's really nice being able to do that back and forth with one another. But you're probably wondering, so like, where did this call come from? So last week, I watched a video made by another coach in the network, and she was touting the benefits of completing programs 100%. And this means fitness and nutrition, and letting the results speak for themselves. Because let's be honest, if you are following a program 100%, if you are following the nutrition plan, you are doing all the workouts, you are going to see results, and those results are going to show. It's just a fact of life. I mean, that is just the way it goes. So this video made me do a little soul searching as to when the last time I did a program 100% was. And being honest, it was back in May when I did the Ultimate Reset, which was just a nutrition program. And it was a very, very dialed in nutrition program. So if we're being honest, every day I wake up and I work out, but my nutrition, not that awesome. And I try to be honest. I try to be very open about my nutrition, but it's not 100%. It's not the way the programs say it is. So fitness is on, nutrition, a little bit of trouble. And I've allowed myself to make excuses. We all do it, right? I've allowed myself to make those excuses. That said, I truly believe that healthy eating needs to be a lifestyle. And if you want the results to last, it truly needs to be a lifestyle, and it needs to include some of your favorites. So when I say I'm not following a program 100%, I mean, I might indulge in some like Tostitos on the weekends, or I'm gonna have a few more glasses of wine than a program allows. I'm not going out and like binging on donuts and stuff. So don't get me wrong there. I am truly practicing what I preach, but I'm also working on helping others realize how we can make this a lifestyle But the important thing is sometimes we do need to stick to programs 100%, especially when you have a big goal in mind. A lot of people come to the coaches on our team looking to lose 15 to 20 pounds in a certain amount of time for something. And the important thing is helping them get there and then learning how to make it a lifestyle. So sometimes we need to challenge ourselves. And that's where I'm going with this. From November 20th, we start prep week for our next challenge group. And if there are coaches on our team who have challengers watching right now, and you're not running your group and you'd like those ladies to be in our group, I'd love to invite you to be with us. November 20th, we start prep week. November 27th, we start. I'm committing to going 100%. I will still be doing Body Beast, so I will still be in my bulk, but I commit to going 100% with those of you doing it for those 3 weeks with us, November 27th to December 17th. It's right after Thanksgiving and right before Christmas. So there's still plenty of time in between there to look and feel your best. The reason I'm using this timing is because I started coaching on November 7th, 2014. So 3 years. I just hit my 3-year anniversary. And when I committed my first round for 21 days, I lost 7.5 pounds right before Christmas. I can't tell you how incredible I felt walking into the holiday parties and showing off my new results, standing in pictures with Brock and wearing a tank top and showing my arms. I still remember those pictures because I felt so proud. It happened in 3 weeks, guys. 3 weeks committing 100%. If you take these tools that I just shared with you, if you take these keys and you start implementing them now over the next 2 to 3 weeks, and then you join a group, you could be a current challenger, you could be somebody who's just been thinking about it, you can be somebody who was a challenger and maybe fell off and you're ready to come back again. We want to have you. So feel free to come back again. It's just like we said, it's just like riding a bike. Pick yourself back up. Those 3 weeks, they can make the difference. They can make or break. There's no reason to wait until January 1st. And what the girls and I were talking about, again, going along with these tips, it's fitness plus nutrition plus that support piece. So just remembering that anybody on this call, we are here for you. We need to be there for one another. I'm promising to commit 100% for those 3 weeks, but I expect you to be there for me too. So for those of you watching, I really appreciate you watching. I hope that you found these tips really helpful. And I don't see any comments over on Facebook yet, but I am going to see if I can cancel the spotlight video on our Zoom call. And if anybody has any questions or has anything they want to share, I'm not even sure how long I went. So, that's not bad, 20 minutes. I guess I talked pretty quickly. If you have anything you want to share or want to add to this, I would love to open it up for that right now. So thank you guys for taking the time to be a part of this call tonight. I don't even know how to. Well, I guess you guys could unmute yourselves.
That was awesome, Amanda.
Oh, thank you, Catherine.
Yes, that was awesome.
I can't see gallery view there. There we go. There is everybody. I logged off on Facebook because that's stressful, guys. That's a little scary.
Oh my God, you are so freaking brave, dude.
I kept looking over there and I was like, 3 people, 2 people.
No, but it will get so much traction because Facebook loves their live videos, so it will get pushed out for so long now. So don't worry, it doesn't matter how many were on live with you.
I know. Every time I try to go live too, I'm so scatterbrained. So
I'm such a hot mess.
That made no sense at all. So I was happy to actually have notes to go by. But
yeah.
Thanks.
No, that was awesome.
Thank you. I kind of like the do you guys know who Terry Crews is?
That's what I was going to ask you. Who is Terry Crews?
So he said in one video I listened to of him that he's on Brooklyn 99 or something.
He's a comedian. You should Google him.
Interesting. Okay.
He's really, really funny. He's kind of on the crude side, but he's really entertaining, and he has a book out, I believe, that's like motivation stuff.
Yeah. And he has this whole YouTube channel. It's all every video I've listened to of his since then, very motivating.
Yeah, he's like
very like pump you up in the morning too.
I've never heard of him.
His rap music to kind of work his way in. Check him out. I enjoy it. And that, like I said, that I listened to that the one morning and it just stood out to me. It's Terry Crews, Terry, and then Crews, Crews, Daisy.
Oh, Cruise. I was like, Tom Cruise?
Oh, yeah. No. It's like Cruise. And, but it stood out to me and it made so much sense. And I was like, I don't know. And then you shared, Tammy, about Elizabeth Hartke and her committing 100%. I was like, I keep making these excuses saying this needs to be a lifestyle. This needs to be a lifestyle. I need these treats in there. But sometimes we got to go back to the basics, commit 100% and see those results again.
I mean, I think there's got to be, I think there's got to be reality in there too, but don't let yourself get so far off the rails that it's becoming your norm. I think a mistake that I've made in the past is, trying to go so hardcore in and follow the plan to a T, and then you end up going off the rails. And part of that problem was not being in the right calorie bracket. And I know I've kind of talked a little bit about that before. I know when I did Hammer and Chisel, I'm 5'2", and I always fall into the lowest calorie bracket. But I guess my metabolism, my body, whatever, needs more. So even if I'm falling into plan A, I really need to do plan B because it's just not enough fuel for my body. And so, I think one of the big keys is in doing these programs is that you have to learn your body and how your body responds. And if you're following a certain plan and finding that you're cheating and having cravings, you're not in the right bracket. And, I think we're all always afraid to jump up to that next bracket because, oh my gosh, that's like more than where we're calculating. And is that going to be too much food? Am I going to end up gaining weight? And if you have that fear, I encourage you to follow Becky Brissett. Mm-hmm. And she's about 5 feet tall. I don't know how much she weighs, but she's a little tiny bitty thing. And when I did Hammer and Chisel, I followed her because she was in the test group and she followed I think it was the plan B. And I was like, okay, well, she can follow plan B and look like that. Then I can follow plan B because she's certainly not gaining weight and she's smaller than I am. So, and that's what worked for me. And then I freaked out and pulled back to plan A the second month and derailed myself. So that was a huge, huge lesson for me. And watching her in 80-Day Obsession, she's saying the same thing. Actually, she went up to a plan C for 80-Day Obsession.
Wow.
Now, I don't know that. I know that plan is a little bit different. It's very time specific with the nutrition and what you eat at certain times of the day. But, I know one of the questions in the threads today was, do you change your nutrition plan depending on the program? Yeah, and you should. You shouldn't be following the same plan all the time because certain plans are going to require you to pull back your nutrition a little bit more and certain plans might require you to bump up your nutrition a little bit more. So it's really just all about educating yourself and figuring out what works for you. Right. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. That was me that asked that question. And that's actually, it came from the fact that I went and I did clean week perfectly.
I hated clean week.
You hated it.
Mm-hmm. I don't like the meal plan. It's too many carbs.
I agree with you.
That's what I said.
Yep.
Yeah.
Too many carbs.
And I said, I followed it perfectly. I actually did have good results, but it was so carb heavy. It was I couldn't believe that was
well, but let's go back to why they created Clean Week. Okay, so
it's a beginner program.
Exactly.
It's a beginner program.
Exactly. So if you go back to when you started your health and fitness journey, I don't know about y'all, but I was eating so many damn carbs it wasn't even funny. My diet was pretty much all carbs. So to do a plan like Clean Week would have been a good starting point for me at that time. It's not made for people like you and I that have been doing programs for a while and maybe following certain nutrition plans and kind of know our bodies a little bit better. It's to try to get people on track with a place to start without pulling every single carb out of their diet and them going, oh, whoa, what's going on here? I thought it was very carb heavy for what I'm used to.
Right.
But again, go back to what it's designed for.
Right. That being said, the people in my group had fantastic results with it. So, I lost 7 pounds. And like, I lost 4 and someone else lost 5 without even doing the workouts.
Yeah.
And, so it clearly works, and I know exactly what it's meant for.
Right. Right.
But and then I struggle with so many programs are based on the 21-day fix nutrition system, even Hammer and Chisel.
Mm-hmm.
But you bump up, but I will also bump up for that,
Yeah. Well, I mean, and again,
now they're going to go, coming out in January, they're going to totally throw it all up, it's going back, to that nutrition lady.
But I think you have to
change it up.
Excuse me. Thank you. But I think you also have to realize too, once you follow something for a while, your body's going to adjust. You got to mix it up again.
Right.
And again, another thing I noticed with the portion fix stuff is, it was awesome and worked for me for a long time. It's not working for me anymore. And I'm also going to be 44 years old. My hormones are like all jacked up in perimenopause, and they don't know what the hell they're doing, so that changes the game too, as far as your eating and nutrition and stuff like that as well. And I think that that's where maybe this new nutrition plan might be good for people who have been maybe following the portion fix for a while and are kind of seeing some stagnant results, they're not getting the results that they used to, or they've kind of plateaued. Or Chalene's 131, where you're really diving into your own body and your own system and seeing the thing that works for you. When I did 131 diet beta test, I dropped 7 pounds on that program. As soon as I went back to my normal eating, I gained 7 pounds right back, and that's where I'm still hovering. So I'll be interested to go back to see what Chalene's 131 is all about, because it seems very, very different from kind of the things that I've seen on the Facebook page than what we did when we went through it. Mm-hmm. Because they didn't really give us recipes and stuff. It's like you kind of had to figure it out.
Yeah. Like there were some MyFitnessPal and figure out what you're gonna do.
Yeah, right, exactly. and now it seems like there's a lot more recipes, and I'm good with that. Like if you give me a plan and give me and I can plug the recipes in, like I'm game on with you, But then if you're like, well, eat a protein, and I'm like, oh come on, like what am I eating? Like give me a protein. Tell me to have chicken. Like just tell me. I do much better with that. But, and that's another thing I'm learning too, even with my challengers, like they want to be told what to eat. And, in doing these, like clean eating plans, like these meal plans that I'm coming up with, like people are like, yeah, I'll pay for them. Like, that's what I need. I don't like sitting down like that. I was talking to a girl the other day. She was like, oh my God, like when you have it ready, let me know, because I'll be your first customer, because that's what I'm terrible at. She's like, I'll work out and, I'll drink my shake and whatever, but I hate sitting down and planning out the meals. I don't have time for that.
Wow. Yeah, there's a really good industry for that, because my sister's vegan and she follows a page called Clean Food Dirty Girl. And the woman actually has a business that she gives you a weekly meal plan and a grocery list and charges.
That's what I'm doing.
That's what I did a long time ago. eDiet.
How much does she charge a month?
$20 to $30 a month.
Yeah.
So
that's enough people.
Yeah, but people. What's that?
eDiets.com.
No, I don't know.
Is it still around? Because that's what I used when I first started Beachbody, and I paid like $10 a month, and they did it all. Like,
yeah, I did something like that. Like,
let me tell you what, it's a pain in the ass. Because I have 3 weeks finished, and I'm like dreading. I promised myself I would get 4 weeks done before I put it out there to people, and I'm freaking dreading sitting down and doing the 4th week. Part of it is just like my schedule right now is really rough, and I know I don't have the time blocks to sit and focus on it. But I'm like,
the tough thing is like, how can you teach? I just want to teach people to eat how I eat. I don't sit down a meal plan every week anymore, because we eat so many of the same, like we eat the same 10 dinners.
Yeah, but if you give them the template, like if you give them a month's worth of templates, like even when I put a meal plan together for myself, I would say 9 times out of 10, I don't eat everything that's even on there or make all 5 dinners that I have, because we end up having leftovers, or I take those leftovers for lunch or something like that. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to do videos to explain that to people and say like, okay, you may have this, like maybe make this and freeze it. And then you might have something ready for next week in case you don't get to it, but you can pull it out of the freezer in the morning if you decide to use it today and throw it in your crock pot or whatever. So I'm going to give them, along with the plan, I'm going to do like a set of videos that talks about what I do and how I do it, because these are really my meal plans.
Yeah.
These are my meal plans that I followed, meals that I've eaten. They're not balanced 21-day fix. It's like maybe a rough portion fix system on there. But I'm really just trying to get them more into clean eating and being full, feeling full and not having those cravings. And the one meal plan that I tested out, everybody that followed it lost they followed it for 5 days. I gave them 7 days, but told them they only had to follow for 5 for my test group. Lost 3 to 7 pounds in 5 days.
Incredible.
And I didn't really think it was all that great, honestly, but it worked.
Hey, Amanda?
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but one idea for teaching people how to eat clean, I really liked what they did, and I think it was 22-minute Hardcore and Shift Shop, where they just simply gave you the colors to eat at every meal, and then you have your food list. And so I've actually started doing that a lot for my own eating, where I just know at lunch and dinner I have a green, a carb, a vegetable, and a protein at lunch and dinner, and I know what my snacks consist of.
That and then is true, because I do very similar too. Like, I guess that is how I think my days out too. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but you guys are used to doing it.
Yeah.
There's no way somebody starting out. I mean, and I wouldn't like that. If somebody told me eat a carb, at bread, I'm like, what? Like what? What carb do I have? Bread? Do I have oatmeal? Tell me out here.
Well, then you could you could totally have lunches, these are example lunches that have that structure.
Well, Clean Week. Clean Week kind of did that. Here's 7 meals, 7 breakfasts. You can pick which one you want.
Shakeology has that too. There's 10 breakfasts, 10 lunches, 10 dinners.
Oh, that's right.
Grab that, Michelle.
That's the old school. You're going old school now.
I'm way back, man. I'm digging into the archives.
I think I have that somewhere, actually.
If you don't have it, I have it.
And with the discs. The workout discs with it. I have it. Workouts. I'm gonna pull it out of the archives here. Watch. I know I have it. That's funny. All right.
I'm so thankful they have everything on Beachbody on demand now. Everything in one place. But anyway, thanks.
Right.
Thanks for hopping on and being open to the idea of sharing it out there with the public.
Oh, I think that was awesome.
Public.
Share it to my page.
Oh, good. Thanks. Hopefully, I'm still working on growing the following of on the like page. So we'll get there.
Well, you're not posting on your personal page anymore, are you?
No, tagging myself in things sometimes. And every once in a while, share something over there, but I just.
How are you finding your engagement?
Engagement is actually, it's not as good as it was on my personal page, but it's actually pretty decent.
I was noticing it was pretty good. I have this thing with my kids are old enough now. They like to go back to on this day and what happened years ago. So I just can't take that away. So I'm still posting my kid pictures on my personal.
No, and it's funny because I see things popping up on there and I'm like, oh, I'm going to miss
That's my only reason for not totally abandoning my personal page.
I'm a chicken. That's my reason.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I can say that every time I go over 100% to my like page, my Success Club numbers go down. And I don't know if it's because people aren't seeing me in their face all the time or what, but I have noticed that. And I will admit it has been a rocky past few weeks. Just because we've had a lot of personal stuff going on in our family, and getting 2 power hours has been ridiculous. But every time I do that, I notice the correlation between the interest and the signups go down. But that's more motivation to just keep plugging away and.
But if you post on your page and you share it or tag yourself, is that going to penalize you? Facebook's being a pain about doing using your personal page for your business.
I don't know.
Like, I don't think if you share it over, they're not going to tag you for that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
And I always like to think, like, if somebody were
People
to
don't see it that much, though. I don't think, even when you share it over.
I don't think you see it half as much, because I ask other people, like I even asked just my sisters, and they're like, I don't see anything you post anymore. I'm like, but you know, thinking about what you're posting to and how you're posting, I mean, I look at my posts and like, I would never, ever, ever think like anything of mine would get flagged as salesy or as trying to run a business through a page.
But it's not even that. It's if somebody decides to just be an ass and report you.
If somebody were to do that, then that's just
like that sounds like what happened to Cindy. Like something
got flagged.
She got her whole thing shut down. Yeah, her whole. She was. You didn't see all that going.
No,
I don't know what page she was talking about that on, but
I didn't know that she got flagged. I thought she couldn't message people just because she was messaging too many or something.
No, I think something got flagged. Somehow, I think. Okay. Yeah, don't quote me, but
that's a shame.
I mean, I think that if you're on your personal page and you're just posting pictures of your kids and your fitness journey, and you're not like saying, go buy this or go do this, you know, I mean.
Which I never see from people on our.
And I think that just continue to build your like page and, you know, find your tribe there. I think I'm just doing both. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I've just, you know, I finally started to see more people who I don't know commenting on things on my like page. So that's giving me hope that.
Me too. And doing the videos has made a big difference.
Okay, that's good to know. I need to.
Like I think I told you, like I'm doing I'm trying to go live like 2 to 3 times a week.
Oh, okay.
And Sundays, I'm trying to be really consistent with Sundays, where I'm doing like the Sunday school, like nutrition thing, where I'm talking about different products. And that's been a big hit. Like I've gotten a ton of views on those, like hundreds.
Oh, cool.
Like hundreds of views on those. And then there was something else that I did. Oh, when I was talking about Shanti's book, I got a lot of views on that as well.
Well, that's what they say. Like when you find something that you're doing that is working, then keep doing more of that. You know, that's always the thing. That
and I think Shalene was talking. I think that I don't remember if it was my days are like running together right now, because it just feels like one big day this whole week. But I think it was today that I saw that she was talking about going live. Like
I listened to that one. I have the tips right here.
Okay, I didn't get a chance to look at it yet.
Yeah, they're pretty simple tips. Like, just says to have notes. She tells you like log into Facebook, hit post, tap live. I mean, she was being silly about it. And then she was just saying to interact with people a little bit, ask people to share it, end with a call to action, and try and stick to 3 to 5 minutes. And then promote your next broadcast when you're going live again. Mm-hmm. So they were just basic tips, but.
And what I do on my like personal page too is, I'll try to make a post or something to say, oh, hey, I went live and I talked about salad dressing. If you go check out my video or something like that, or I'm getting ready, I'm going to go live and talk about salad dressing on my fitness page.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Because that kind of keeps you on people's radar too, without being salesy, that you're really giving a tip and talking about something. You're not selling a product.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm going back, I'm going through Social Team Builder again. Pablo and I are trying to hold each other accountable, going back through. What a pain in the ass.
I'm in modules too.
And that's where we are. We just finished. We're working on turning your life into post or something, whatever that was. And then I'm still doing marketing impact, but I paused that to finish my 4-week nutrition plan that I've been procrastinating.
Not like
but my goal is to have it done by the end of Thanksgiving weekend.
Awesome.
Actually, I should have it done before then, but.
Well, you got an hour back to yourself tomorrow morning, so use it.
Dude, you have no idea what my life is right now. I'm going to be doing invites tomorrow in that hour instead of my nutrition plan, because then I have the closet people coming 10:30 to 12:30. Then I have to go into work from 1 to 4, which I usually don't have to go in on Fridays. The kids have a rehearsal from 4:30 to 7. Saturday, we have basketball. No, we have voice lesson in Wilmington, then basketball clinic in Westchester the other way. We're supposed to go out to dinner with our friends. And then Sunday, we have a soccer game in Reading. Next weekend, we have a soccer tournament in Columbia, Maryland. So I'll be in Columbia, Maryland all weekend, next weekend. What's that?
I'm just not letting them play sports.
Yeah, basketball starts apparently this week, which I didn't know
All
about.
I ever hear from friends with older kids, just running all the time.
Yeah. Well, my girlfriend was like, hey, can we meet up for dinner? I'm open between now and Thanksgiving. And I was like, I looked at my schedule. I was like, all right, I got this Sunday morning, or I have the evening of the 20th. That's it. Every other night we have something on the calendar until Thanksgiving.
Oh my gosh.
Not kidding. Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do it.
I go to work to relax. No kidding.
Oh man, I'm glad mine don't play.
Today
sports.
wasn't relaxing.
Yeah.
Today was stressful.
I'm with you, Tammy. Frank wanted to get Brock in soccer already this year. And I was like, no, we have the rest of his life for him to be in soccer.
Just don't do travel. It's just travel sports. It's not like the regular travel soccer is a pain.
Oh man.
But,
All right.
but I'll get it. I'll get there. I'm good. One day at a time.
Yes.
One day at a time.
One day at a time.
As long as my alarm goes off, I'm good.
What happened to your alarm, by the way?
I just forgot to set it.
Oh.
Like, it's just like, when your schedule gets out, like Patrick wasn't feeling well last night. So I was like doing everything instead of having the help. And so it's just like kind of scattered. And I use my watch, my Apple Watch, and I turned all the alarms off. I usually turn both alarms off. And then I usually set my alarm. I turned the alarms off. I must have forgotten to set the alarm. I wake up this morning and I usually wake up at 5. I look at the clock. It said 6:26. I was like, fuck.
Oh my gosh.
And we have to be out the door by 7:25. So I had to get myself ready, pack lunches, make sure we had everything that we needed. Yeah, it was a mess. Get Gabriella up and rolling. And yeah, it was a mess. But I got out the door. But then Patrick was sick, and so I had to leave work early to be home to take Gabriella to soccer, which takes me 40 minutes in traffic to get there. Then sit there for an hour and a half, which I listened to personal development and ate my dinner in the car. And then I got back at like 7:30. She's like, oh, I need help with math. I was like,
oh.
And I thought I was going to be able to get my workout in because I missed it this morning, and I didn't. So I missed it. Who did Little Obsessed yesterday? What was the workout from yesterday? Dag, that's the one I missed. And it wasn't up.
Did you see?
They're doing it already. They're doing it again next week.
I know, but yeah, it's gone already.
Yeah.
Not happy. Oh well. What was cardio? Did anybody do cardio today? The cardio one today? How was that?
I did not do it today.
Look, everybody's leaving. I'm talking too much.
I'm going to do it tomorrow. Instead of beast cardio, I'm going to try that tomorrow because I haven't tried any of them yet.
I'm going to do that one in the morning. But anyway, all right.
All right,
time to go to bed.
Good night, everybody.
I will make sure I set my alarm.
Set your alarm, Michelle.
Yes. All right. See ya.
See you guys.